Austin Box, a linebacker for the University of Oklahoma football team, was found unconscious at a house in El Reno and later died. This happened Thursday, May 19th. El Reno Police Chief Ken Brown said prescription drugs were found at the house. Chief Brown spoke about the incident.
We got a 911 call about 9:25 a.m. this morning of an individual in the 1200 block of South Reno who's non-responsive. EMS was notified, as well as an officer, patrol officer, district officer was assigned and responded. Initial information we have at this point is Mr. Box was a guest of the home on Reno, and the homeowner came in and to wake him up and found him non-responsive and made the call. There were some narcotic pills found at the residence. Those were collected. We don't know exactly who they belong to or exactly what they are at this point. And those will be field tested and then later sent to the OSBI lab for analysis. And that'll all kind of play into what the State Medical Examiner's Office is able to tell us.
Austin Box was staying at the El Reno house of J.T. Cobble, who is the son of Tom Cobble, Box's high school football coach up in Enid. Box was going into his final season at OU. He earned his college degree just last weekend. After missing the first half of the year with a back injury, Box returned to the starting lineup at middle linebacker midseason and was a big part of OU's late season resurgence. News OK's Angie Bruss spoke with the Oklahoman's Jake Trotter about Austin Box.
Well, what we know is that Austin Box was found unconscious at the El Reno home, which was the home of a buddy going back to Enid, whose dad was Box's high school football coach at Enid High. They medevaced him to Mercy. He was pronounced dead later on in the day. Really tragic story for Oklahoma. Austin Box not only was a guy well liked in the locker room, but starting middle linebacker for the team going into next season.
Yes. Okay, so you saw Austin recently.
I did. Saw him graduate, actually. My little sister graduated from OU last weekend, and I saw him graduate, get his degree, go up in the cap and gown. And the weekend before, I saw him at a wedding, and you wouldn't have had any idea that anything was wrong with him. So just a bizarre story for me, having encountered him a couple of times in social settings like that.
I know it. So tell us about Austin's football career and his future.
Well, he's a guy that's dealt with a lot of injuries in his past, and it's amazing that he was still playing, to be honest. He had a back surgery last August that knocked him out for 5 games. They thought his career might have been over at that point, but somehow he came back and was a big part of their resurgence defensively when we saw Oklahoma win the Bedlam game, go on to win the Big 12 championship and the Fiesta Bowl. And then, he had an elbow injury, he had knee injuries, just really an injury-plagued career. But going into next season, they felt pretty good about his health. And with Travis Lewis and Tony Jefferson, some people thought Oklahoma might have had the #1 linebacking unit in the country outside Alabama. So it's a big loss off the field and on the field.
Yes, definitely. Has Austin been in trouble before?
He's had a couple of incidents, public disturbances in the past, but nothing too serious. So nothing that would suggest that this was coming.
Ah, very sad.